Can you hear me now? Well, I would say don't get too comfortable because, you know, I've been doing so many things. I actually forgot to set the chat for members only because that's just the platform that we are. And I forgot to do that. Sure did. So let me see if I can adjust that because I think I'm going to do that. I don't want the mods to have to, do a whole bunch of extra stuff. I don't. Not today. I'm not in the mood for it. And yeah, there we are. Members only. Members only chat. Sorry guys. Because I'm sure there's a bunch of trolls that are gonna be coming through in a wee bit of a moment, and I'm not in the mood for it. Can everyone hear me? Like if you could put a Y in the chat or an N, can you hear me? Okay, fabulous, 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 fabulous. Okay, I wasn't sure. So yeah, a bunch of interesting things that are happening today. And salute to Dr. Randy Short. For those of you who don't know, we have a Zoom room that we open up for, off social media. So we can talk openly about certain things. And Dr. Short is always filled with so much information and so much education. So it's always a blessing to just be able to sit down and bust it up with him. And, when you get to talk with your elders who have been fighting the same fight as you, and speaking up about the same things you have. Maybe not as loud as you, but fighting the good fight all the same. To get their acknowledgement, thank you, Auntie Leah. To get their acknowledgement is great. And I wish I could have those kind of conversations here on the platform. But the truth is we can't. We can't. And the reason why we can't is because everyone is just like terrified, petrified, stupefied by the truth. And I've come to learn that. It was really interesting. There was another content creator that was live, and I skimmed through, from time to time, but I bumped into this. And so the person up top, the Sonia Brown person, I know that's a troll. Now, whoever this nice CDLC person is, I don't know, or CDLC, whatever. I don't know. And it just kind of pissed me off. Now, they were referring to someone else who's not me, and they're referring to someone else who has a beef with Rock Nation, and that's cool. But what I don't like is that the trolls are so mm, hungry and thirsty to get a piece of me, to get some engagement out of me. The Premium Celeb channel, I think it's about time. I think it's time for us to strike that channel. And honestly, guys, you know how I feel. If you see anything that you think ain't straight, if you see anything that you think ain't right, we should always report what's not right. But I guess they decided they wanted to get a reaction out of me by posting up that fake crap interview that me and my son already talked about. And for those of you who are members, y'all heard the conversation that we had regarding how the video was AI and how the information, was bullshit. Like For those of y'all who are members, and actually this is members only. So did we not did y'all not hear that conversation between me and my son when he said that he was flown down to Florida to do the interview with Tasha K to go after me and that they altered it? Like, because if you're a member on this channel, then you know that. So now the premium celeb channel is running, I guess, pieces of that interview. I guess they're trying to get my attention or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I mean, if I was watching it and I knew if I went to that channel and I saw that video and I know that that video was crap, um I would most definitely be reporting it because it's AI and you know it's Trash K. Everyone knows that Trash K has axed the grind against me. You know, they came up with a plan to use my name to make money off of me, to defame me, to disgrace me offline, and it didn't work because here I am. I'm still here. But it's just funny because when they can't get anything out of me, they just go from channel to channel looking for a reason to go after me. Now, it really doesn't even matter who they're talking about when they say she's another Jaguar Wright. There is no other Jaguar Wright. There's only me. There's a bunch of impersonators, and if you're a member on this channel, you can actually hear a conversation between me and one of the fake Jags who was running around talking crazy, pretending to be me, whatever the case may be. The Sharon person. It's it's just wild, but I'm not gonna lie. And I had said something else, and so basically, I went and I checked the Sonya person's channel, and my initial response was another nobody using my name to cloud chase. Not cool. You know, get a life. Like, really, get a life. And then this other person decided to jump in. So I deleted the comment because I'm like, you know what? This is only going to give them a reason to come after me in these comments because they kind of look crazy trying to do it on my channel. It's a members only platform, whatever the case may be. And then I replaced the comment and I put this up. How about I just report all BS comments instead, especially the ones that have nothing to do with me? And I put these people are really looking for a moment. Um, yeah, I know, and this is really what it's all about, Auntie Leah. They want me angry. They want me upset. They want me pissed off. They want me going through it. See, 2023, with all of the gaslighting and all of the crazy stuff and all of the weirdo people that they actually inserted into my life in real time, in the real world, with all of that stuff going on. So it's just, nah, you mad funny man for real. I have screenshot. So now this other person is now they're gonna screenshot that comment because I guess they plan on sharing it or using it for content. I don't know. But it's really pathetic when you spend your time looking for comments to jump on so you can turn it into content so you can find a way to use my name. And see, I blame YouTube because YouTube has allowed all of this craziness to go on. I wish I would go video for video for video for video, looking for comments to jump on so that I could take it and use it and turn it into content. You know what else I saw today that kind of, disgusted me as well? This. This kind of disgusted me as well. Now, everybody knows my Jags have, hmm, it's funny because this isn't even the approved label. This was the last label. Matter of fact, this label never made it onto anything that I shipped out. I stopped shipping it out. So today, somebody paid $40 to a Square store that I haven't had control of since 2023 or access to since 2023. Matter of fact, that Square store is attached to Gerald Lahoskin Johnson Jr.'s PayPal account. It all goes to his account. Do y'all want to know how many of these receipts I just saw when I looked into this email? See, the one thing that I did was when I got out of jail on bond in 2023, I snatched the email address and I changed the password. So, see, he may be receiving the money, but I now have record and access to all of the many. And it's a shame because people are out there still ordering my product. And this is why I haven't sold any. This is why I haven't advertised any. All of this to try to keep me from being able to make any money with my God given gifts and my abilities. I haven't seen that man since February 2023 when he pulled a pow pow out on me, threatened to assault my band, and tried to pistol whip me in the car. Yeah, dummy, dummy. But apparently, he's still collecting money for my product that he doesn't know how to make. The recipe to my product is in my head. I never wrote it down. Now, this is the same person that boom boomed my car. This is the same person that has interviews on Real Life who admitted to being physically diddy with me, being very diddy with me on several occasions. The same person that admitted to abusing the dog that was a support animal to help him with his PTSD. It's funny. It's funny that they haven't put a Crime Stoppers out for him with all of the crimes he committed on YouTube. He robbed all of the bank accounts while I was in jail, ran off to Florida to go kick it with Tasha K. All of his content that he made with the Knot Ricketts, who's now in jail. It's funny. He should be in jail with the Knot. Can you imagine? At this point in time, he might as well be working for Tasha K as well. I just don't understand. I started creating my products during the pandemic. They brought a lot of people relief. My entire workshop was disappeared in that truck that I was accused of stealing, that I rented, that was confiscated in Louisiana, and nobody has seen it or any of the contents within, including my son's urn with most of his cremation ashes. What is left over that people saw in that incident at the barbershop is with my son, Samuel. And he was instructed to never give it back to me. This email came in today. People are still ordering my products to this day. And nobody has reported this for fraud. Nobody has gone after Gerald Hoskin Johnson for fraud. But people call me a scammer. How? I have no bank account. I don't even have access to that Square store. Gerald does. Hmm. Imagine after everything. Oh, it is a straight up scam. Sure is. Imagine that. And these YouTubers have been so instrumental in helping him evade his crimes, helping him hide from everything. They were even moderators on his channel, the whole 9 yards. See, I know what they want. They want me to go crazy. They want me to lose my mind. They want me to lose my cool. They want me to do this. They want me to do that. Wah, wah, wah. What do you mean? What's mostly in my head? What's mostly in my head, Michael? I know. This is what they like doing. The information, I don't know if I would say the information is mostly in my head because all of this happened. It all happened in real life. It all happened in real time. Funny. Poor Jared. He put in an order for an amazing product he ain't never gonna get because I'm the only person that knows how to make it. And if anybody has received anything, I wouldn't be using it. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of the past 4 years. Um, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with this lawsuit with the Block Corporation that runs Cash App because the truth is, it should be a lot more than a lawsuit. Like the Fed should have shut Cash App down by now as a whole. Like they should have shut it down. So many crimes have been paid for, so many scams, so many frauds have been used. Like Cash App should be over. Like for real. People paying for all kinds of criminal stuff. Even red rums, I've heard, allegedly. Yeah, like I said, I don't even have access to the Square store anymore. The only thing I was able to get my hands on once I got out and I was able to get to a phone, I was able to change the password on this email so I would have access to everything that was attached to it so I could see what was going on so I would have my own evidence. But whatever account that money is going to, it's definitely not going to any account of mine, not attached to me at all. Oh, I'm going to remake my product. But part of the reason why I haven't started making my product is because, well, there would have been, I would have had a bunch done if I didn't have to relocate after my address was doxxed again. And then my studio was doxxed. And then and so on and so forth and all of that. But part of the reason why I also haven't done it is because I'm just curious. I was curious to see how long this was going to go on. So I'm going to be contacting the company. I got to figure out exactly which to do. I guess I'm going to have to track down the receipt and woo and do all of this and do all of that and then figure out who I need to talk to tomorrow to address all of this fraud. Because what I can't do is start selling my product again. And then when I start selling my product again, I have people saying, well, hey, I ordered from you and I never got this product and you put this and that, whoop de woo, and yada, 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 and so so forth. And then have a bunch of issues. And then the next thing you know, whatever I'm doing now is being labeled as fraud. And then they have to shut everything down and whoop de and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So, hmm, man. I'm telling you, I met a couple of good men in Texas, but the truth is, a lot of them people down there, a lot of them dudes down there, black dudes, ain't worth a damn. All liars, frauds, and thieves for the most part. Bunch of fake it till you make it. I met a few good dudes, but not many. Most of them just full of crap. I guess it could be worse. It could be a bunch of dudes from Houston all running around giving people HIV and killing people slowly and silently. I don't know. I mean, Texas as a whole, for real, got a lot of problems. A lot of problems. But c'est la vie. It's just I always find it funny when a bunch of people, like running around online talking all kinds of crazy stuff about me. And they've been on this app for 11 years. They got no subscribers. What they got, they do a lot of commenting. They just go from channel to channel to channel to channel, comment, saying a bunch of nastiness. For all I know, this isn't even a person. This could be one of them Rock Nation bots. Hmm. For all I know. But hey, to each bot his own. So, like I said, people spend a lot of time talking a lot of craziness to me, talking a lot of craziness about me. Um, and it's funny because most of the people that are talking crazy about me, they're the ones that's crazy. They don't know anything about me. All they know is what they've seen online, what they've seen on this app. And the truth is I would have to say 7 out of 10 people have had more interaction with the content made about me than the content that I make on my own videos. I was over at Uncle Mike's channel today, and he was doing a mute reaction video to the video we did the other night on media manipulation. And it was funny because his mic was muted. He wasn't saying anything, so it was just really him running my content. And I was sitting over there looking, and there's oh, I know, I know, but I'm not expecting anybody to defend me. Nobody should have to defend me. And so I went over there and I'm looking at his chat, and there's people in there, and then there's Some people in there saying something, some people saying this. It's more like it's an observation tank, you know? And some people believe me, some people don't believe me. And then this person jumped in there and I guess they thought it was my channel and you don't know these people and you never met these people. Not true, but okay. And it's none of your business and whoop-de-woo and yada 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 and so on and so forth. And it's just so funny to me because you can go online and you can see the pictures of me with multiple celebrities. And you want to know what's funny? It don't even matter. What's even crazier is all of the images of me with multiple celebrities, multiple shows, sold out shows, amazing concerts, all of that, that have been scrubbed from the internet, you know? And you have to ask yourself, why do people have things scrubbed from the internet to begin with? If somebody took a picture or took a post and put it up there, it'll stay on the internet forever. And the truth is, it is on the internet forever. It's in that big old cloud. Now, the public might not have access to it, but someone does. See? And it's just funny because why go through the trouble of scrubbing things from the internet? Why go through the trouble of removing things from the internet? Oh, that's it. Because see, if it's on the internet and people see it, then people will believe it. So if you want to convince people that people were never around, if you want to convince people that people were never there, if you want to convince people that this didn't happen and that didn't happen and it couldn't have because there's no evidence of it, because guess what? They're not there. It- See that's the point. They want to get rid of reality. They want to erase reality. They want people to say, "Oh yeah, yeah. See, she's not in any of these pictures. She's not here. She's not there." Jay-Z Unplugged is probably one of the best concerts that man has ever done in his life. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Probably is the best concert that man has ever done in his life. And you want to know what's funny? As much money as could have been made off of that. That's how big his pride was. That's how big the Illuminati's agenda was to try to erase one of the most relevant moments of his life, the moment that literally took his career to the place where it is now. And people want to call me bitter. Somebody actually said in one of those comments, I'm a bitter has been who's hating on Jay-Z. Well, I can't be a has been because as much as my name is used on social media apps, as much attention as my name gets, if I was a has been, nobody would remember me to even be throwing my name around like they're throwing my name around. So the has been thing really doesn't stick. What's even crazier than that is the way these people use my name. They use my name like their lives depend on it, you know? Truth is you use my name, people show up. You use my name. That's why I had something to say about that comment. Because to say this person is another Jaguar Wright, it's like that person has an identity of their own. You don't need to connect anyone else to me. I have an identity of my own. Stop connecting people to me. It's totally. Oh well, what do you mean? What is the hate for? They need people to hate on me. They need me to be hated to make people feel guilty about loving me. See, that's what all the hate and vitriol is for. So, for all of the people who love me, they want to make you embarrassed, hoping to discourage you from wanting to support me publicly. People want to talk about, oh, she has all of those subscribers, but she don't have a lot of comments. Want to know why? Because a lot of comments get blocked, and not by the people who put them in there or by me. YouTube does that. Just like they cancel people's memberships without people canceling it themselves, just like they turn off people's um, subscriptions, just like they turn off the notifications. YouTube does that. Yeah. And what's really funny is they don't talk about all of the people that are afraid to put comments in my chat because all of the trolls like to go to their page and follow them around and put nasty comments under their comments and threaten them and stalk them. Sure do. So a lot of people sometimes they just don't comment because they don't want to be harassed. Yeah, yeah, they playing with the numbers. They always playing with the numbers. It's just so funny. People want to pretend like I'm so irrelevant, and yet they spend so much time monitoring me, watching me, clocking me, stalking me, talking about me, impersonating me. Like, how is that possible if I'm so irrelevant? I'm trying to figure that out. How is it possible for me to be so irrelevant and yet I'm so sought after at the same time? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. You know what else doesn't make any sense? These likes. These likes are really not making any sense. But no, like people don't really be asking pertinent, relevant questions or just using any sense. No, they see what's there and they run with it. I think that's part of the reason why I was attracted to the Demore Hadley story in the first place. And salute to everybody who was watching on the channel today. I apologize for any of the glitching that anyone saw during the broadcasting. I thought it was moving smoother than that. I was so busy doing other things, I wasn't able to really pay enough attention monitoring everything that was going on. But yeah, no, we're gonna figure that out. I don't know if it's a connection issue or whether or not somebody's messing with the feed. You know, I've had a bunch of shitty ones throughout the years, like really just really shitty mods. But then again, they weren't shitty. They were amazing for the capacity that they were working in because they were working as trolls. They were working as spies. You know, it's funny. I never used to go in the mod chats. When I when they would set up the chats, typically I would just stay out of it. Um, but then when Ayasha took over as head mod, and when Ayasha was modding, she would hit me up and say, Jag, can you come through the mods? They want to meet you. They want to talk to you. Woo, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, well, I can come through from time to time. And so I would come through. And, so when I go back and I look now, and, the only real person that was there, well, the only two real people for real, that was there, and, you know, Man, but like most of them, they were all, it was really weird. Even got a weird email regarding another situation from 2023. And this person had all kinds of confession and wanted to do this and wanted to say this and needed to say this and needed to say that. And it's just wild because their whole purpose for doing it, and I know it is just to get me to talk about it. Like, this is what these people do. Like, this is their whole goal in life, is to get me to interact with them and to engage with them so that they can have some kind of relevance in life. Like, seriously, that's literally what it's all about. Get Jag to engage with you, get Jag to talk with you, and then wooty 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 woo. They even come through. Okay, now that I'm looking at the likes, I'm a little offended. We've been here for a while. Actually, I'm a lot offended. Y'all are tripping. And see, this is exactly why we leave it members only. Because y'all be petty. Real petty. But I also understand that a good share of those people are spies. And they're curious to see what I'm going to say next and what I'm going to show next. I'm sure that Jag Sav receipt got a few people hot up under their collar. Jared Covington, he's gonna need a refund because Jag ain't been making no salve in quite some time. And Jag also hasn't received any money to make said products. 5 years ago, I went loud, big loud. Welcome, Kale. Welcome. I went super loud. Hmm. I was heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. Y'all don't forget to welcome Kale to the family. Hmm. Man, when I think back now, it was right in the heart of the shutdown. Nobody really knew what America was going to look like. Hmm. Nobody really knew. But what I hated more than anything was that people that I cared about were dying. Damon Miley, my cousin Donald Reddick, Malik, all within days of each other. It was a lot. I couldn't physically make it to any of the funerals. I was halfway across country, and the vaccine wasn't even out at that time. But when it came to Malik, I knew there was something rotten in Denmark. And I went off on the whole so called conscious black community, arts, music, hip hop, rap, poet, whatever, because they weren't properly acknowledging him. And see, Malik B, see, this is how you know, or should I say, this is a good hint When somebody has been sacrificed, people barely acknowledge they're gone. People that should be acknowledging them, people that should have a lot of respect for their legacy, people just get mad quiet. And then they'll do some fake tribute later down the line and pretend like it matters, like they did with Angie Stone at the BET Awards. But nobody will ever really do anything real. There's a lot more people that should have had more to say and more tribute other than content creators for Malcolm Jamal Warner. Like, it's so funny when I look at a lot of the people that talk about content regarding my era, they're all kids. They're all children. They're all people in their 20s and 30s. Most of them barely about to turn 40. This isn't their era. This isn't their time. They don't even know anything about it, yet they sit online and they talk about it like they actually know. See, this is why the internet and this is why the industry loves content creators. Because, see, they get fed details and information. They don't know what was really going on. They wasn't there. They have no idea what most of them at all what they're talking about. And when they get to sit with people like me, people who do know, they're only there to get enough information so they can find a way to spin it and turn it to keep the objective of the people that are running them. Make you no mistake about it. Hmm. Well, that's an interesting question, Nick. Very interesting. For someone who actually was there, for someone who worked so hard to be there. Because I did. I did work hard. You have to work hard to make it as far as I made it and to get to where I was before I walked away. But it just, and when I see where it all led to, there's another rapper gone. Have you guys heard about the T Hud guy down in Atlanta? Have you heard about it? This T Hud guy who passed away a couple days ago? Hmm. Yeah, new rapper, gone. 33 years old. He was pow-powed up in his home, allegedly. Now, whether or not he passed away in his home, he was definitely pronounced unalived at the hospital when they finally got him to the hospital, allegedly hours after he had been pow-powed up in his home. 33 years old. Hmm. Yeah, they're working on the story now, how they want it to go. Want to know what's interesting? I heard three content creators talk about it yesterday, and I'm just watching because I wanted to see how that was going to go. Two of the content creators took the conversation and, lined it all up with what's going on around that situation. But there was one content creator in particular who decided to go a whole nother route with it. That Willie D, he's a funny guy. That Willie D, I make big money. I drive big cars. Everybody know me. It's like I'm a movie star. I understand what Brad was talking about when I asked him if he'd be willing to do an interview with me. And he said, you should ask Willie. He's the talkative one. Hmm. I remember the last time I hung out with Bushwick Bill. He was doing a little party in Dallas. He was so drunk. And I'm sitting there just trying to figure out how does this little bitty person drink this much and still be on his feet? And then boom, he was gone not long after that. Hmm. Yeah, Willie. Willie is Wilhelmina is something else. And but he was the one that decided to take the story and just like a hollow leg for a little person. Bushwick Bill was a little person. And I don't mean little in age, I mean a little person. There's not enough room to have a hollow leg on a midget. Like for real. It's just not enough room. He was drinking like a whole grown man. He had the tolerance of two elephants, I'll tell you that. But listen to me, he was a rapper. That's why he could drink so much. Most rappers that I know that are alcoholics are trying to drink away everything that they've seen, witnessed, and gone through. Yeah, it's a situation with Rashida's children's step and natural children's. Yeah. Well, let's see what the official report is. Uh, what caused Bushwick Bill death? Pancreatic cancer. hmm That's what's listed here. Pancreatic cancer. He was 52 back in 2019. Hmm. I love Bill. Bill could go. You put him on that microphone, he could go. Thank you, Auntie Leah. And love returned. But hmm. So anyway, Willie D decided to exclude the Frost from the report of T Hud's passing altogether. And instead, he decided to go into like a little expose about how dark and disturbing his music was. And he pulled up pictures of him from a photo shoot from his last music. And apparently he was dressed like a ghost and he was talking about the makeup he had on his face and all of that. And it was funny because the way he was talking, I had to turn it off. I had to turn it off because he was talking like his lifestyle is why he had passed away. He really was. And so I don't know if he ever got back around to it. And guys, if you don't mind, could you double tap the screen? We could use at least 300 more likes. Like for real. The likes should match the room. But I'm serious. Like he was just sitting there, yeah, when he was rapping all of this demon stuff and whoop de whoop. Like it's just so interesting to me when content creators instantly go into the I'm a play the yeah, see, this is why they passed away. And it was the way he was telling the story. It was kind of creepy. A little bit creepy. Because it looked like he was trying to work the story to cover somebody's ass. Definitely steering the narrative. Now the other content creators, they couldn't wait to jump onto the fact that it was attached to somebody from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But if Kurt Frost is friendly with old Willie D, maybe a phone call was made, say, to steer the narrative in another direction. What is being reported is that the T Hood sisters are very, very, very convinced that Kurt's daughter, Kelsey, is responsible. Yeah, he went into the smear campaign lane real fast, but that's what Willie D does. I mean, you remember like what was it, a year ago? And Willie D was hosting Christopher, please don't wake me. I'm having a nightmare in real time, talking crap about me, mm, saying all kinds of things. Meanwhile, this man has a whole history for being arrested. Like they tried to make me, and it's so funny because I was pointing out his alleged drug addiction and the fact that he was doing crackhead stuff like stealing headphones out of Kohl's and got caught doing it in Atlanta. And then all of a sudden they try to make me a thief and say that I stole a truck that I rented that was confiscated. I don't know how I could steal something that was confiscated. I don't know how I could steal something that I rented. But it's just funny the way YouTube works. Hmm. Isn't that funny? But yeah, so anyway, yeah, a lot of people remember seeing me go and get the rental when I was moving my family out of town because my address had been doxxed at Legacy and my family was being harassed. My address has been doxxed and I have been harassed in real life in real time from YouTubers almost 10 times. Hotels, family members' homes, my actual home. Yeah, YouTubers. Hmm. The likes ain't so bad, but we could use 250 more. Like, there's no way that we've been here for almost an hour and we don't have 500 likes. Like, there's no way. You know what? People like to put things on me. That's what they do for people who are honest. That's what they do to people who are real. See, that's why I came out and I blew all of my dirt up on myself. I didn't leave it for them to find. So when they don't have anything on you, they start inventing things and creating narratives. Funny thing is I don't understand why people believe anything that people say on the internet. It's all fake. You want to know what's real? Everything that I said that people were able to go and research, like people like Kadisha Lynn, who were able to go and research everything that I said and be able to pull the receipts for everything that I said. Like, see, that's what I did that was so much smarter than so many other people. I didn't just give everybody everything. I made people go look for it. I created a breadcrumb trail. I kind of turned it into like a scavenger hunt for the truth. And people went and found it for themselves. Now, I never asked for any credit. I never asked for any money. I never asked for anybody to send me anything. All I asked for people to do was go out and get the truth. That was it. But I pointed in the right direction. Tell me something. How is it that I can keep pointing in the right direction and keep being right if I'm not right? If I don't know what I'm talking about? More importantly than that, I don't know how many times I have said over and over and over again that this stuff is common knowledge. I'm not the only person that knows it. But back to T HUD, and we could use 250 more likes, like, because this is crazy. So, oh, and by the way, to all you content creators who have been recently using my content on this channel, if you're not going to donate to the channel or to the platform, stop using me, please. Just stop. Like, seriously. So many people with so many channels, they're always using my content. Why don't you use your own? Use your own. Stop using me. Especially premium celeb. Like this premium celeb channel, they getting real comfortable with just like straight jacking my lives and just putting it up. Like it's so crazy that people like actually think that these channels are my channels. They're not my channel. I'm sitting there. Uncle Mike was literally running my live from the other day, doing a reaction video with his microphone off. And I'm going back and forth with somebody in his content talking about, Jag, I can't believe you're letting them use you. You're smarter than that. Why are you letting them use it? I'm not letting anybody do anything. I'm like, but this is my live from just the other day, and you over here. I'm over here monitoring, watching how many people are here, what's going on. You so worried about doing the right thing. Why aren't you watching this video on my channel? Why do you come over here to watch my videos on that channel when you could be right here? Oh, that's right. You're not allowed to talk shit in my chat. See, that's what it is. Because see, the only reason you're over there is because you get to talk shit about me in that chat. You can't do that here. That's why you're somewhere else. Hmm. You mad? You mad? So you gonna go over somewhere else and you gonna hate on me because they gonna let you talk shit about me in the chat. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Cute. So anyway, back to the T HUD situation. So allegedly, there was an argument in the home. He was dating Kurt Frost's daughter, the girl Kelsey. And no disrespect, but if anybody has ever seen them operate as a family on Love and Hip Hop, the girl's an airhead, from what I remember. Straight airhead. And I think she was one of the ones that was going back and forth between him and the baby's mom, the babies that he had on Rashida, and he was going back and forth. She was going back and forth, like passing messages with the baby moms and like. So anyway, apparently she was hooked up with this T HUD guy. His name is Tevin. Um, and rest in peace to him. And condolences to his family. You know, my son Giovanni, he would have been 32 this year. He passed away at 25. I'm sure they're heartbroken. And I'm sure they didn't appreciate Willie D's commentary regarding his passing and regarding his life, period. I'm sure they didn't I'm sure they didn't appreciate that because Willie D was really trying to, you know. I don't know the kid. I don't know his work. I really don't listen to any of these young people's stuff. I don't. I don't. I think most of what they on is weird. Uh, and I think they all kind of have to do that because that's the only way you get on now. Is if you're weird and you're pushing a bunch of craziness and you're talking a bunch of foolishness and you're talking about, you know, pharmaceuticals yourself out of control and getting drunk beyond belief and having, you know, wild, crazy sex and doing all kinds of nuts. Like that's the only way you get to make it now. Like a lot of the rappers that we had growing up that were talking about other things, they would not have made it in this era because unless you're talking debauchery and stupidity, you're not getting acknowledged in hip hop anymore. Well, in rap, because this ain't hip hop. This has nothing to do with hip hop. Whatever this rap stuff is that they got going on, this has nothing to do with hip hop. It's not even hip hop by the least. That's all you gotta do. Tap 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 tap. Um, so yeah, apparently there was some kind of argument in their home, and if the story or the what they're reporting is right, it was the T HUD or T Hood guy, the Kelsey girl, and one of the other children, Kurt and Rashida's children. They were all living there in the same place together, and apparently there was some kind of fight or some kind of argument or something. And the brother was mad at the both of them, and him and her were arguing, or whatever the case may be. And then it was said that another brother was called, the boy Kai. Y'all remember the boy Kai, the little light one, the one that's Rashida and Kurt's son. Um, Allegedly he was called and he came over there, and then there was firearm action going on, and you know the, the young man Tevin was pow in his stomach, and he was actually pow in his back. I got issues with people who pow people in the back. Like, you're a whole coward. Like, if you got to like if you're powing at somebody with their back turned, if you're powing at somebody, when they're not looking, like that was the one thing that I hated about what happened to my son. My son had literally bent down to pick something up off the ground, and then that's when Caleb ran up. And when my son stood up, that was when he noticed someone was there because he was also intoxicated. He thought everyone had gone. But when he stood up, that's when Caleb put 8 shots in him. In a parent's eyes, children are never grown. We could use more likes. Like, I don't know why y'all come in here and you just sit here. Just hit the like button. We should definitely. We've been here an hour. Like, are you kidding me? Don't just come through here spying, double tap. Every time I hear about a young black man getting powed to death, there's no way in the world I'm not thinking about my son. There's no way. Um, but the simple fact that it took so long to call for help, it reeks of we're getting the story straight. Because when what happened to him, when they finally did call in the incident, they literally sent them to the wrong address to give everybody else time to get away, and so they could continue to get their story straight and to make sure that my son was deceased by the time help arrived. Like, when people wait, thank you, Michael. Stars shine and run, gravity. Yeah, thank you for that, Michael. Um, but yeah, when when it takes you a while to call it in, or when you give the wrong details to throw help off, that's giving foul play, in my opinion. It screams foul play, screams it. And now they're saying, I mean, because the guy Tevin was pronounced dead at the hospital, but now they're saying that Kurt and Rashida allegedly came and picked the sons up, and now they all hiding out. And the girl, Kelsey, Kurt's daughter, is online trying to convince everybody that everyone's got it wrong and she loved him and oh she wished that she could be with him. Well, if you to be with him now means to be not alive. You know, up and coming rapper, young, but I'm just gonna be honest. Kurt Frost is a piece of shit, in my opinion. I've always thought so. That my attitude about that will never change. He was part of that creep squad nonsense. He's cheated on Rashida more times than she's put on lipstick, and has no problem with having unprotected sex and making babies on his wife. I don't know how many times people have seen Kurt Frost sit on television and lie, like just lie. Let's also not forget he's friends with Stevie J. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. All of these dudes who were music managers and stuff like that, they getting older now. So what's they gain? The only way they gonna keep making it is to keep getting young boy talent. So I wouldn't be surprised if part of the reason why Kelsey was messing with him was to bring him into the family business in some way so that they could find a way to profit off of him. I would not be surprised. Like they're all opportunists, like in the worst of ways. And when your children watch you lie over and over and over again and get away with it, they learn to be like you. And these young men, his sisters, they whew, they yeah, they blaming. They blaming her. They're saying we know you behind it. They're saying your brothers and they it's sad. And I got a feeling that when the truth finally comes out, or even if we only get a few traces of the truth, I got a feeling we're gonna find that there's some funny business going on. Some weird is going on. There was a commotion, but that young man got out in the back. It's just yeah. You don't accidentally out somebody in the back. Yeah, no, it's just hmm. Ah. I feel for his sisters. I feel for his whole family. He has a child with another woman. Um, she online posting pictures. I got a feeling this is going to turn out really ugly. And I'm saying prayers for everybody because I don't want to see the violence escalate and for more lives to be taken. But man, in situations like these, honey, we talking Willie, baby. If this ain't Willie, if this ain't Willie, because this from Willie Lynch. This is Willie Lynch. Man. And just in case some of y'all don't know, and by the way, I want to say thank you to everyone that's here. And you know what? Come on, y'all. Like we've been here almost an hour and a half. We should be at 500 likes by now. Like we really should. Like we need to stop tripping. We need to do better. We only like 120 likes away. We've had over 500 people in this room consistently and up. Like, come on, hit the like. Stop tripping. And if you want to participate in the chat, all you have to do is become a member. That's it. And for those of you who you know what, let's make it simple for you. That's what we want to do. We want to make it simple. We're gonna get over here. That's what I'm gonna do. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. I am going to no, no, no. There we go. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna copy this link to the channel, and then I'm gonna get over here in the chat. Oh, we're doing better with the likes. We'll be here shortly to participate in the chat. Join the channel. Become a member. You know, Jag Nation is fun, and you'll come to see that, you know, there's some really awesome people over here. Okay, I don't know what that. There we go. Is that it? Hold on a second. I'm going to have to. Oh, there you go, Auntie Leah. Hold on a second. I was sitting here doing it myself. You know me. I'm trying to get more independent. And this is giving me hell today. I don't know why. I have no idea why. No. Mm-mm. 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 Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't know why it's tripping. It's giving me hell. Okay. Auntie Leah, do you have it? Do you have the link? Because for whatever reason, it's giving me hell today. It's giving me a whole bunch of crap. I don't know why. I don't know why. But they are really, really, really hating on me. I done tried to paste this thing like 80 trillion times. There we go. And they just acting a fool with it. Just a fool with it, a fool with it, a fool with it. It's okay, here we go. Auntie Leah, I am going to post yours. I'm gonna ping yours today. There we go. Okay. All right. Thank you. If you'd like to participate, all you have to do is hit it up. Now, for those of us who know, Willie Lynch is a very interesting character. Very interesting character. He was a slaver and he wrote a very prolific series of books and letters that he would give to other slavers. And essentially, it taught slave owners how to not only create slaves, but how to trick them into staying loyal to you so you didn't have to keep messing up the merchandise because, slaves got sick and tired of being slaves. And a lot of times they would run, try to get away. And, they was the product. So people would, they'd be sitting there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Another 100 likes would be great. But yeah. So he came up with a psyop. So this way, you didn't have to mess up your merchandise, and you could get your merchandise to police itself. And it pretty much just taught, slaves how to hate on each other. You know, pat this one on the back, treat this one special, make that one jealous. Give this one all of the privileges, and then make sure that they turn on this one. They used sex, the gender. They used color, the light ones versus the dark ones, the middle ones in between, not sure where they fall. Like it was a lot, like just psychological operations. And it's so sad because we're still operating under those principles today as a people. And it's true. We see it all the time. There's so much Willie Lynch that goes on here on YouTube. Like, mm, yeah, it's a lot of it. Content creators going after each other's channels, copyright strikes because this one is doing this and that one is doing that, and this one's making too much money. So we all got to come after them and take them down. Like the simple fact that there's a whole culture where people are striking each other and getting people's channels removed and laughing about it and joking about it and thinking like that's oh my god, oh my god. Oh. But it's all right. I understand. I'll see you next time. For those who are commenting in the comments while we're live here because you're not members. I see you guys. Um, but no, like seriously, it's really sad. But this whole situation that we got going on down in Atlanta now, I'm just trying to figure out how do you have something like this that goes on where there is, pow pow firearms play in the house and people are getting pow powed in the back. See, that's the thing that I'm not understanding. A lot of people are talking about, well, they're saying this and they're saying that, 444 on the likes, and they're saying this and they're saying that. But if somebody got pow, pow, powed in the back, whoever was holding that gun was a coward. And whoever's back was turned that took the fire wasn't a threat. Not in that moment. Not in that moment. They were not a threat in that moment. So if he got pow powed in the back in his own place, something's very wrong. Something is very wrong. Hey, ACG, something is very, very wrong. And meanwhile, people want to make me a villain, but there's some real villainous stuff that's going on. And once again, we have certain content creators that are talking about it now, certain content creators that are going through it. There are people's all over, you know, T Hood's sisters, social media. They're all over Kelsey's social media. I don't think Kurt and Rashid is saying anything. There's threats out on the street. Like, this is what the rap world has turned into. It's turned into a rat trap. Like the rap game has turned into a rat trap. It is a rat race at best. And all of these people are on the verge of losing their lives. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If I were the devil and my job was to destroy as many human lives as I possibly can before people turn their lives over to God and realize that to God be the glory, and what they really want is salvation and not an expensive car, hip hop would be my greatest achievement. If I were the devil right now, like I would be looking at rap and being like, yo, yeah. It's like a slot machine. It's ridiculous. And the simple fact that the Frost family is attached to it, like, and don't get me wrong, I ain't got no beef with Rashida. Rashida's beef partner is K Michelle. They've been beefing with each other for years, and whatever the case may be. I still think it's kind of whack that she's even trying to make a comeback in the reality TV world. Like, does she really think nobody remembers that she was one of R. Kelly's little ditty bops? Because we haven't. We also haven't forgotten about the fact that you didn't tell the truth while he was on trial. Nor did she talk about the alleged hush money that she got for everything that she went through with Mr. Kelly. Like, we haven't forgotten that. You know what else I haven't forgotten? Her going back and forth with my deceased son on social media after he caught her in a million lies and then took all of that stuff and posted it up on Twitter and posted it up on Instagram and posted it up on Facebook. Giovanni ran down on Kimberly. Well, her lying ass. And nobody also really forgot that you are like the mother of BBL culture. You're like the godmother of BBL culture. That's really what she's famous for. I still get upset when people try to make it seem like that woman really can sing like that because she can't. She can barely sing. Good share of her records were auto-tuned always. I challenged her to a verses before they started doing verses during the pandemic. I challenged her, and guess what? She sat that black ass down, and everybody told her, Jaguar, eat your ass up. She's a real singer. Leave her alone. It was all on social media. And part of the reason why I went after her was because she was in on the mean girl music culture. And she was sitting there singing a friend of mine's song on the show and not giving her any credit for it. Like she's and I was glad when God dealt with her and sat her down and her BBL turned into a flesh eating disorder and started eating her ass alive. Like I think everybody forgets that. Like, does anybody not remember it was barely 10 years ago where she had pumped her behind up so big that it literally looked like a donkey's ass? And she did a photo shoot in zebra pants and she was prancing around like an idiot. And then the next thing you know, she was in the hospital. Then she had to stay on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I believe it was, so that she could pay the doctor's bills. The bitch was so fucked up. And then I think they took her and they moved her to LA and she went to LA to go be over there with Ray Lando and the rest of the We All Slept Together squad. And she was on camera with an IV. With an IV. Not even Idris Elba wanted to claim having anything to do with her, even though she was running around telling everybody they had slept together. And he was like, no, we didn't. After that failed thing that they did together, like, I don't understand. I don't understand why she's back. I thought she was over. Yeah, people said her BBL stank too. So it's like, Like that's what we have to thank you for. And then you hear about the OnlyFans model who just passed away like a week ago, 24 years old. She's gone from an embolism, from complications, from a BBL. Like it's, I don't understand why these people. I've never had plastic surgery a day in my life. Like I sit there and I look at Mariah, and no disrespect to Mariah, but everybody knows Mariah is nip tucked half to death. I'll never forget I did one of the last performances. Me and the Roots worked together. We did a Grammy honors party in New York, and it was crazy because Talib was there that night. That was when he and I were still kind of loosely on speaking terms before I realized he was really the wackest nigga in the world, and really regretted ever knowing him at all. Like Carl Thomas, I wish I never met him at all. You know. But yeah, like it was so terrible. Mariah, her face was frozen like stone. Like she looked like Elsa got mad at her because she did so much Botox. And Karen, Karen Clark Sheard came that night. I'm trying to think, was that before she went into her coma? I think that was before she went into her coma because she went in a coma too. Um, but man, and Mariah, like, if y'all ever noticed when Mariah, oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Because of all of the Botox. Like she was so happy she was being honored that night by Naris in New York, and she started crying, but her face wouldn't move. You would just see the tears. Ah, because it's embalmed. Embalmed in real life. Like I never understood why people. And you do all of this so you can look a certain way in pictures, but what about real life? Like these people are wax figures in real life. Like they're already ready for Madame Tussauds. The wax museum place in London. Like it's in real life. Listen to me. I want to laugh. I want to smile. I want to enjoy myself. If I get a couple of lines, then I get a couple of lines, but they're called laugh lines for a reason. It's proof that you're alive. You're not going to have a baby face forever. Your skin isn't going to be smooth forever. If I put on a little base foundation, all of this stuff goes away. You can't see any of my lines. And guess what? I still don't do it. You want to know why? Because the truth is, I like myself better without makeup than with makeup. I've always been that way. And anytime anyone has ever done my makeup, I have always insisted keep me as close to natural looking like me as possible. I don't want you to make me look like somebody different. I mean, let's just be honest. Look at Cardi B. We've seen real pictures of that girl. We know what she looks like without all of the enhancements. Truth is, her sister Hennessy was always prettier than her. That's real rap. But go off. I'm just saying, you get bad headaches from makeup. Yeah, because it's filled with a bunch of crap. Like it's, uh, like I you should be able to love yourself as you are. And I don't care how much work you have done, it's not going to change you. Because everybody that I know that ever went through all of that plastic surgery crap could really still see the real them. That's why they kept working. They kept working and they kept working and they kept working until they couldn't recognize them anymore. And that's sad when you don't want to look like you, when you can't face you. I've been through a lot of ups, I've been through a lot of downs. I've done a lot of crazy things in my life. It's all a part of life. Yeah. Moisturize. Take care of your skin. Like, yeah, nah. I'm just, I ain't that chick. And I can see why that would make me anti-industry because most of what a lot of women do in the industry is sell beauty products and fashion. So you need to be wearing that stuff and promoting that stuff in order to get that endorsement. And yeah, I don't need it. The only thing I'm endorsing here is God. Like, I hate the fact that people make songs talking about I woke up like this when the truth is they spend 45 minutes putting on a nude face to make it look like they don't have makeup on, like Alicia Keys does. Like, I thought it was so funny when she started sitting there lying to everybody. We'll say allegedly for the channel's sake, lying to everybody after she finally got her acne under control because she used to walk around looking like Mount St. Helen all over her face with those real painful acne sores that would pus up and look all, and then she would cake all of that foundation into it when we was younger. So I thought it was funny when she got the acne under control, how she started lying to everybody and telling everybody that she was, I don't wear any makeup and this is the natural me. No, it's not, bitch. Stop lying. I wonder if Swiss is going to tell us exactly how you don't wear any makeup now that it's all over, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. If he does, that means he's getting petty, and that means the divorce is going to be a hot wreck of a mess. No, but a lot of them wear nude makeup. They're still wearing makeup. Like, I don't got nothing on. Nothing. 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 See? Oh, and by the way, these aren't fake nails. These are actually my nails. And I'll get them done whenever I feel like it. It's just crazy. I don't, nothing. Not even lip gloss. I don't even have on cocoa butter right now. And I'm cool with me, just as I am. You know, I don't know why they lying saying she's 44 either. I'm 48. Like, I'm 48. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud to be me as I am. I might get a little jazzy, put on a little lipstick. Maybe a little mascara from time to time. Ooh, maybe a little base coat, for pictures. That's about as far as it goes. And anyone who knows me will tell you the second that the pictures are done being taken, the first thing I'm doing is pulling that crap off my face because I like me. Like, I like me. Wow. Thank you, Ombi. Appreciate that. But how did we get here? Oh, that's right. We were talking about Kimberly. We were talking about Kimberly Michelle. Yeah. Like, if I was her, I would stop. But seeing her go back and forth with that little fat girl who she said stole all of that money from her and all of that. Yes, thank you for the likes. And please don't stop liking. We could use more. Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. Let's get 1,000 likes. No, but like, it's just wild to me. I've never had Botox. I've never had a nip tuck. Nothing. The closest thing to reconstructive surgery or any of that that you could say for me is I had some work done on my teeth and I had on my wisdom teeth taken out. That's about the closest that I got to it. Oh, thank you. No, but seriously, it's so anyway, yeah, back to the bad news. Hey, Kenzen. Um, so yeah, like I'm not interested in going off on Rashida. I ain't got no smoke for Rashida. But what I will say is if I were to have a gripe with Rashida, it would be how she normalized putting up with um an intimately irresponsible mate. Because when he ran off with that last stripper, that Jasmine girl, and made that baby with her and had her in an apartment, and like I'm sorry, I don't even care if it was a storyline. I don't even care if it was done to keep them relevant on that dying platform, that shame and hip hop business. Yeah, no, yeah, no, no. Just cancel my contract. I'll find another way to make money, but I'm not gonna sit here and keep letting this nigga humiliate me because it was humiliating. But it was so funny because all of the women on that show was humiliated. Mimi got humiliated. Jocelyn got humiliated. Rashida got humiliated. All of them. Anybody who was with Jock got humiliated. Like all of these women were humiliated by these very fruity dudes. Very fruity. And they're old. And they're old getting played by a bunch of diddy doo wop bop. Like it was a bad look. All of that to stay on TV. All of that to stay on TV. I, we all know the records wasn't relevant no more because they weren't. It was all about salaciousness, and I'm sorry, that cannot be my legacy for a check. I don't want to get paid that bad. That cannot be my legacy. Not for a check. And that's how people know her. They don't know her for her my lip gloss be popping and Rashida was, mm, beautiful. But that's your legacy? You letting this whack ass freak run around and cheat all over you all over the time, and but the making babies part, because what he's saying is that I don't have a problem having unprotected sex on my wife, G. And as hot a CDC mess as Atlanta has been, basically what he's saying is I really don't care if you live or die. Because that little girl that he was messing around with, she could have had something. The way those people be, mm-mm, no. And now look, they did all of that to make some money. They did all of that to be on TV, and now look at their kids. Caught up in a hip hop horror story where somebody got pop out in the back and is now gone. And their family want answers and blood. And I can't say I'm mad. I can't say I'm mad at them. Trust me, there was a lot more raw emotions that I had when my son Giovanni passed. And ooh, it took years to not think some of the most terrible thoughts. Took years. But yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to get the truth out of that family because they all accustomed to lying. I do. That's they all accustomed to lying. As many lies as that man has told, And as many lies as that family has been forced to cover up, as many times as he's asked his children to lie to their mother, and thank you, ACG, and RIP to this T Hud guy. I don't know him. I don't know his work. I don't know. I really try not to pay attention to any of this stuff, any of these young rappers or whatever the case may be. I don't. I'm not interested in listening to what they got going on because it all sounds demonic as hell. It all sounds crazy as hell, and they doing it all just so they can end up like him. Hmm. Rap has become a very dangerous game. The rap game has become a very dangerous game. Hey, Tara. I mean, it's become a very dangerous game because I guarantee you they're not gonna be talking about his music. Everybody's just gonna be talking about the way he died. And because of the fame and because he was well known, now his family has to relive that over and over and over and over again. Yeah. No, I mean, but this is what they did. They pumped a bunch of degenerates as as role models to fit into society for whatever reason. And it's insane. It's insane. Thank you, ACG. And welcome to the family, Rachel. Welcome. No, I mean, seriously, like it's crazy. All of the girls is filled up with caulk and saline, and all of the boys is filled up with lead. I'm just trying to figure out who asked Willie D to do that spin story because he was really, really, really lining this young man's life up. He ain't mentioned, no, he wasn't trying to mention nothing about Kirk and Rashida. So I wonder if Kirk gave him a call. I wonder. Hmm. But whatever it is, I'm grateful for my life. A lot of people think a lot of things about me. Welcome. Welcome, Lapone. I'm grateful for my life. 5 years ago, when I first started screaming out, something was wrong. It's because something was wrong. And a lot of people, especially a lot of these young people, y'all don't appreciate what I've done and what I'm doing now. Who died? A young man named, I believe it's T Hud or T Hun. Um, you know what? Let's do it right. Let me mm-mm. T Hood is his name. T Hood. Um, hmm. Let's read it out. Let's read out the official report. Rapper T Hood reportedly pow-powed and unalived at Gwinnett home. 33-year-old Tevin Hood gained notoriety for his song Percolating and Ready to Go. Hmm. Hold on a second. I don't know why they're asking me. I'm not trying to buy no subscription to your. Mm-mm. They doing too much. Okay, they doing too much. I'll read another report. They doing way too. I'm just sitting here looking. You put in young Atlanta rappers who passed away. Hey, Michelle, welcome. T Hood, Young Scooter, Name Kenneth Bailey, Rich Homie, Quan. Man, there's so many of them. I mean, when I said hip hop is a graveyard, I, I don't see how I could be wrong. It really is. It really is. Hmm. Let me find another. Real name Tevin Hood was powed and unalived Friday, August 8th, following a domestic dispute outside a residence in Georgia, according to a statement from local police. The Gwinnett County Police Department is investigating a powing at a residence that resulted in the unalivement of one man. Press release shared via X early on Saturday, August 9th, read at approximately 7 p.m. Officers assigned the South Precinct, officers assigned to the South Precinct were dispatched to a residence in the 3900 block of Lee Road in unincorporated Snellville. I know Snellville. The caller reported that a dispute took place at the residence and someone was powed. According to law enforcement officials, they immediately rendered aid to T. Hood, who was not publicly welcome to the channel, Cynthia. Welcome to Jag Nation. Who was not publicly identified in the statement. Jug King and hard to handle rapper Young Scooter did on his 39th birthday. Wow, like it's just they just jumped to a whole nother thing. Gwinnett County Fire Rescue transported the man to a local area hospital where he ultimately passed away from the injuries sustained. The statement continued. One person was detained at the shooting, at the powing location, and is in process of being interviewed by detectives. Gwinnett County PD officials are currently investigating T. Hood's death as an unalivement, a red rum. The motive for the powing is still under investigation. The note included the identity of the victim will be released following next of kin notification. There is no active threat to the public. Rich Homie Quan died at 34. Atlanta rappers seem having a hard time making it to their 40s, don't they? I definitely turned down a lot of offers and stuff because I really be doing the same numbers when I'm outside by myself, T Hood said in 2020 interview with DGB Media, reflecting on his independence in the music industry. That's definitely situational. I encourage a lot of artists to stay independent, get some management deals or something. I feel like labels don't be knowing what's going on. Wow, he was another artist who didn't want to sign a contract. That's funny because his girlfriend's dad was all about making sure young people sign those contracts. According to T Hood, the internet is controlling the music industry. Labels don't have control of it, he explained. They're not making this. You know what I'm saying? The kids are making this stuff happen. Therefore, we don't want to jump. We don't want to just be making a game at it. He had also stressed that he didn't want to owe any record labels a piece of his career and that his happiness was the most important thing. I was always told to love what you do, he said. Hmm. Put your all into it. You gotta be happy with what you got. Another graveyard. Kevin Hood, 33, up and coming Atlanta rapper. And he didn't want to sign to a label. Interesting. In it, King Von had this issue. He broke the stock market. And time is passing. Isn't it interesting? Rich homie Quan also, because Rich homie Quan, he didn't want to sign the Cash Money. Isn't that pretty much how it happened? It's funny how all of these kids who want to stay independent somehow always end up, they just end up going or in jail. Look at Tory. Tory got out of his deal, decided he didn't want to sign another deal. He wanted to be independent. And now look at him. Interesting coincidences, isn't it? Funny. Like I told you, I didn't know anything about the young man. I really don't. Oh, it's definitely a pattern here. I really don't like getting invested. I don't. I don't like getting invested because getting invested might make me angry. Angie Stone. Yeah. Whether they're young or old, it seems, huh? Hmm. For somebody to come through my chat a couple of weeks ago and say that they were just watching the Fallon show and listening to Reek spitting one of Malik's rhymes that he knew was one of Malik's rhymes. I sat right here on this internet and I told y'all how they used to let Malik come into the studio while he was high and turn on the they turned the mic on. Never let him know that they was recording. And the second that he would stumble off, they would sit there and they would just start copying down all of his hottest lines and taking it and pretending that it was their records. It used to piss me off. Malik be sitting there listening, oh man, that's hot, man. It sounds amazing. I'm sitting there thinking, you don't even know these are your records. Those are your lyrics. Hip hop is a graveyard, G. It's a graveyard. There's a lot. I'm gonna pay a little attention to this story After reading that, I want to know. I want to know the details. I want to know what happened to him, especially considering how what his stance was. Because he's right. These labels don't know what they're doing. The internet really is in control of everything, which means if artists started getting smart and realizing that all you have to do is take what you have and put it into this. But the thing is everybody that tries to do that, it's like they end up unalive or disgraced in some way or put in jail in some way or written off as a bitter person. The only thing I'm bitter about is how they keep getting away with all of this loss of life and nobody ever has to answer for it. People just go on like nothing ever happened. It needs to be rebuilt. And RIP to T Hood, to Tevin Hood. His name is Tevin. Tevin Hood, 33 years old. Rich Homie Quan was 34 years old. You know, I was just watching Surviving Birdman. They did a Surviving Birdman, and I almost forgot about that little war that they had between Wheezy, between Lil Wayne, and a Young Thug. I almost forgot. And it was crazy because in there was an interview that he did with somebody, and I'm trying to think of who it was, but it was like they were lining it up for Young Thug to really go at Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne came out, F Cash Money Records. And then the next thing you know, Young Thug's people is powing up his tour bus. And now Young Thug's back out on the street. And with the amount of bodies that are attached to his name, like, it's wild. Because when I think about the South and rap, the only one of the big old bosses from the South that really hasn't had to bow down to Rock Nation yet is Cash Money. And there's some Birdman is the only one that really hasn't had to bow down to Rock Nation yet. I wonder how long that's gonna last. You know, when you think about it, it's starting to look a little different. Because I remember when Rock Nation started really charging heavy at Jay Prince, trying to disarm them. And they did it successfully. All it took was Takeoff's passing and and then they got Megan Thee Stallion completely away from Jay Prince and now she's over there at Rock Nation. Tory's in jail. Mm, mm. Yeah, the last of the bosses. Down south that hasn't really had to bend a knee to Rock Nation yet. It's Cash Money. Pimp C. Absolutely. Sophia, be good to your daddy. And remember to keep being good to yourself. Get some great grades. And I pray you grow up with the Jaginator spirit. Salute to Sophia. No, I mean, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it to be true. But that doesn't mean that anyone's ever going to be real about it. Pimpin' Ken, he put it out there, and then out of nowhere, he snatched it back. Ken, trash to the ground. Is being killed. And we need all still pimping. She's trying to get him lined up. And look at what she just tried to do to Desiree Perez. He finds a way to try to find a way to line them up. And, you know, Pimpin' King, he already ran his mouth. I'm not surprised that now he's being offended. So I'm not surprised. But still the case. That would be a hell of a way to get his son in the baby girl and hurt him. Uh, ever even acknowledge his ability to get you real. Hmm. Let me see if from gets me. Oh, get real. Get you real. What's he doing over here? I'm monitoring. Let's see. It seems to be doing okay over here. R.I.P. Pimp C. You know, Birdman didn't say about oh, that wasn't his business anymore. Technically. I mean, Young Money, Drake, Lil Wayne, Nicki. Hmm. Then Young Thug gets out, and Young. Is there another hip hop war going missing it? Is Rock Nation trying to knock down all of the bosses from the South? Is everything that's going on to sit the Birdman down? I wonder. Hmm. I wonder. I mean, Birdman, to be able to stretch his reach out from Louisiana, he had a piece of Texas in his hand, and to be able to stretch all the way out to Atlanta. Hmm. That's a good part of the South. And if Rock Nation wants to have, then I hear a lot of Californians are leaving. A lot of I tell you, Texas has a way of welcoming people, getting them to invest their money, and then somehow chasing them off. I wonder. Hmm. I wonder if all of this stuff that's going on is really an effort to make Birdman bend a knee. Hmm. Hmm. He's the last of the last, 'cause ain't nobody else giving up no real resistance in the South anymore. Everybody's just kind of bending over for Rock Nation, but hmm, Birdman is something different. Welcome to Jag Nation, Pinky. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate the offer, but if you think that a girl like me, raised by a real life Marine, ain't ready for whatever's about to happen, we ready. But if I need a sleeping bag once or twice, I'll let you know. I'm telling you something right now, as much as I love the South, there's a lot of volatile things happening underneath the surface. All of these young Atlanta rappers passing away, there's something wrong with that. Something going on. You know, a lot of times we see things happening and we really don't pay attention to what's going on beneath the surface. Maybe we should take a closer look. Oh, bless little Sophie. Yes, everybody welcome Pinky to the family. Hey, you could say the South is wicked. You could say the West is wild, and you can say there's number beast on the East. It's the world, and America is just America's screwed. Mm. All of this stuff with politics, everything that's going on with the government. Anytime they have this many distractions going on at one time, there's something else scary that's happening underneath the surface. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's the world too. It's everything. Let's not forget Revelations is real. Prophecy is prophecy. We'd be fools not to acknowledge it. Babylon is falling. All of it's falling. Everything's falling. But just because it's falling don't mean we gotta fall with it. Might want to pay a little attention to what's going on here. Hmm. I swear when these kids get older, they're not gonna be able to go to old school concerts. Not unless it's VR. All of they people gonna be gone. I know, man. But the truth is, breaking from the union. Who cares if they break from the union? The union is breaking. If we're really headed for a one world system, then the union don't be nothing either. We're just gonna be another cog in the world wheel. Hmm. We need to start staying prayed up, G's. For real. Like, we gotta stop praying. We got to. And we can't be afraid. You know, when you rocking with God, you really ain't gotta worry about the rest of this stuff. You really don't. But let's not be fooled. We about to see a whole bunch of terrible crap. Spiritual warfare is real. Thank you, Rachel. It is real. It's real, and we have to stay prayed up. Um, but we also don't need to be afraid. I just I know it's about to be some really, really, really just awful things. Condolences to all the families who lost someone recently, and condolences to the family of the Hood family, Tevin Hood's family. I don't want to call him by his rap name. He's a young man. He was a father. I don't know if he had more than one child. I saw the one post with his baby mom, but salute to her. And may she get all the support that she needs. Because grieving with a young child to raise is not an easy thing to do. Man, we gotta develop so much more compassion than we have because a lot of people are gonna need it. So yeah, while everybody's busy hating on me and calling me all kinds of names and doing all kinds of craziness, this is what we're doing. We're praying for people who need prayer. We're acknowledging those who are gone. And I guess I say all that to say because that's why I started speaking out. Because I started seeing hip hop culture turn into whatever this rap crap is, turn into death culture. And every time we turn around, that's what it is. Y'all can say whatever you want to say about me. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I really don't care. What matters to me is God's opinion. Trust me, if what any of y'all had to say really bothered me that much, I would have been offline a long time ago. Long time ago. And is it tiring? And is it annoying? Are the bots annoying? Absolutely. And I feel bad for the human beings that spend their time coming at me and going at me. Because if you're going at me, you're going after the wrong thing. See, what you need to be going after is companies like Rock Nation. That's what you need to be going after. You need to be boycotting them. What you need to be going after are all of these fashion houses that have overpriced all of this crap that you spent all of this money on that you could have got for a couple $100 from China. That's who you should be going after. You should be boycotting Balenciaga. You should be boycotting Louis Vuitton. You should be boycotting Gucci. You should be boycotting all of this crap. You should be paying attention to what they're doing with your technology. You should be asking Instagram, is it even safe to post over there, considering they are now putting in uh, the tracking? They're just activating it so that you can be sought after and reached and found from posting on your Instagram. Like, are you people not paying attention? You mad at me? Okay, hope you're doing well. Much love from Central Texas. Oh, much love back. I do miss Texas. It's just, man, huh, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If they get it wrong with Mo 3, a lot of y'all should leave. If they don't put all of the people who work together to unalive Mo 3, if they don't get that right, A lot of y'all should leave that area because what that means is that anybody can sit on social media and plan and orchestrate a red rum and get away with it. No, I miss y'all too. I do. But when you out here in the world doing God's work like I am, sometimes you just gotta move around. Sometimes you just gotta move around. Hmm. They always get rap murders wrong. I mean, rap red rums wrong. They always get them wrong. Yeah, we got a lot to pay attention to. A lot to pay attention to. Y'all mad at me? Man, y'all need to be mad at Diddy. Y'all mad at me? You need to be mad at OnlyFans. Little Tay? Like I'll never forget the first time somebody told me about Little Tay and how she was trying to become a famous rapper and she was on social media and this, that, and the other. Now she just turned 18 and she's already smutting herself out. How is OnlyFans not shut down? If they had to shut down the back pages in the newspapers, why ain't they shutting down OnlyFans? Like the simple fact that she actually did a post talking about, and thank you to everyone who pre-ordered back in 2018. She just turned 18 and she's peddling her ass on OnlyFans. After that Shannon Sharp lawsuit and that little girl who gets to retire now, I'm sure that gave Lil Tay Tay a whole lot. I'm sure she's gonna be looking for her Shannon Sharp. Like, y'all mad at me? Really? That little girl was thanking people that have been watching her online since she was 11 years old. And for her 18th birthday, she rewarded them by showing them her naked body. And she don't look like she any older than 13 years old. I want you to really think about how many pedos were there who've been imagining her for all of these years. And then they finally got to see it. I wonder how many of these people she's actually going to agree to meet in person. Like, yeah, she was 11 in 2018, and she actually said, "Thank you to everyone who pre-ordered all the way back to 2018." A statement alone basically means she don't care if perverts or pedos was watching her. Matter of fact, she was thanking them for sticking around and waiting. I want y'all to think about that. OnlyFans should be shut down. Y'all mad at me? That's cute. Y'all got so many other things that y'all should be mad at. Hmm? Be mad at the prosecution for all of the things that they redacted and they left out of the Diddy trial that would have definitely got him that RICO for sure. Be mad at Diddy's legal team that they think it's cool to run around doing inappropriate interviews, talking about getting him house arrest. When the truth is, the judge don't have to say concurrent. He could say consecutive. You know, y'all got so many other things to be mad at other than me. I'm not the one that's running around teaching your children how to unalive themselves or encouraging them to do things that's going to do nothing but get them unalived. I'm not the one that's running around teaching your daughters to be whores and sluts so that they could get treated like all of those women you heard about, the few that you heard about in Diddy's trial. You didn't hear about all of them. You didn't hear anywhere near close to them. You want to be mad at somebody? What you mad at me for? I'm not the one that's making your sons turn gay just so that they can be famous. I'm not the one that's doing that. Who y'all mad at? You calling me bitter? Y'all should be bitter. You should be bitter that you paid these monsters to turn your children out and put them on the path of destruction. You mad at me? For what? Who's bitter? I'm gonna tell you who I'm sure is bitter right now. Kevin Hood's mother and his sisters, apparently, who are online screaming out bloody murder, and they absolutely should. They got every reason and every right to. Sad part about it is half of the stuff that we hear about in the news sounds all like it came straight scenes out of Grand Theft Auto. You mad at me? Why ain't you mad that people haven't figured out why that 14-year-old, that one 4-year-old boy, that minor boy, unalive, his trolling mammy, 901 diva, and her husband. Y'all want to be mad at me? How did that little boy get his hands on that? They just had the power available for him to, I don't know, have I don't know, forget that he wasn't in a video game and take his parents' life. I'm just trying to figure out, y'all mad at me for what? Hmm? I'm not the one encouraging your children to be monsters. That boy is he still has all of high school to do, and he's gonna do it with the term unaliver on him. But I'm bitter. No, y'all bitter. And those of you who aren't already, you're just waiting to become bitter. With the habits that y'all have, you should be grateful. You should be thankful that there's someone like me who's been willing to put my life on the line to speak against all of these people who have done nothing but market genocide to you as a popularity contest and a standard for society. You mad at me? I'm bitter? Are you out of your minds? Well, yeah, that's right, you are. Most of you, anyway. Oh, you're mad because I'm still alive. Well, then you should stay mad because I'm going to be an old woman and you're probably going to be gone. Please, somebody make sure that we screenshot that. You're mad because I'm still alive? I think everybody should report that. What do y'all think? Put a one in the chat if we should report Jacoby Williams 8541. Hmm? Yeah. He paid $2 to say that he's mad that I'm still alive. Let's everybody make sure we report Jacoby for promoting terrorism. You're mad I'm still alive? Hmm. You gonna stay mad. You gonna be you definitely gonna be bitter. If you wishing on my death, you're gonna be bitter. Because I'm probably gonna outlive you. Hmm. Look at the troll. I'm living on wow. Wow. Guys, do you see this? $7. $7. Do I look scared of some little weirdo like you? And I did. I hearted that comment. Yes, I did. I can't believe. What God are you talking about? Hmm? What God are you talking about? I'm living on borrowed time. Huh? You really don't get it, do you, Goofy? Make the next one $20. What else you gotta say? Huh? Huh? What else you gotta say? Make the next one $20. Don't be a cheapo. Huh? Do you realize what you're doing? You're promoting terroristic threats in a live chat room that said as members only. Your hatred has you so stupid. And you don't seem to understand my channel. See, this is your actual IP address. Now I can take it and I can turn it over to the authorities. See, your actual IP address. Please make the next one $20 though. If you're gonna if you're going to threaten my life, please put some money on it. Hmm, hmm. Nothing else, Jacoby? Hmm. It's probably my ex-husband, one of them. Oh, definitely not as poetic as some of the death threats I get though. You know, I I really don't. But what I will tell you is this, Jacoby. Everything you wishing for me is gonna find you. It's funny, the time you think I'm borrowing, it's probably most likely yours. And on that note, it wouldn't be me if I didn't make somebody want to threaten my life, would it? 7 years, 2 subs, no content, judgment, trolled. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, nobody. Another nobody threatening me. Oh, Jacoby, poor thing. Hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a troll we're familiar with, but that's okay. Thank you for coming through and threatening us. Appreciate that. And thank you for doing it with your IP address. The karma will come back. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure, Tara. I'm sure. I'm sure it will. The funny thing is what they want is to see me get upset, to see me yell and holler and act crazy and do all kinds of things so that they can take that and turn that into content. See, she's still the same. She's crazy. She needs to be thrown in a mental hospital. You want to know what's funny? I'm hearing that there's some new legislation or something that if you've ever been diagnosed with a mental health anything, people can get you thrown into a mental hospital even if you ain't doing nothing wrong. If they can find a way to do it. hmm I really think that's what a lot of this is all about. A lot of the weirdo stuff that I see coming up, old content, remix content, AI content, this, that, the third, and the other. I think the whole purpose of it is that YouTube is trying to get me to bug up so that they have a reason to issue a mental health warrant on me and say that I'm acting crazy or say that I'm doing this. I mean, considering that they don't have any more plants in my life, they've lost all access to my life, they don't know where I live, they don't know how to find me, they don't know anything, they know nothing. What they want to do is try to find a way to make me look, oh, $2 again. I'm going to a mental. See, what did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? Let's make sure we're grabbing all of these. Let's make sure we're not missing any of these. I'm going to a mental hospital soon. Really? For what? For what? Hmm. See, now you gone. Now you out of here. Which one is it? So what's the plan? Y'all gonna get me into a mental hospital and then they gonna unalive me in a mental hospital? Is that the plan? Pathetic. You sitting here stalking me, harassing me, wishing death upon me for telling the truth. And I'm crazy? My. How illuminating. What I do know is that before we go, we all need to make sure that we report Mr. Jacoby Kobe. Oh, message deleted. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Message was deleted. Let's make sure we report promoting terrorism. Yes, thank you, Joyful. Justice for the Hadleys. It's probably a Rock Nation intern. Jacoby. Oh, most likely a Rock Nation intern. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord and Lord, 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 Lord. Ah, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, promoting terrorism. That's what we doing tonight. That's what we doing. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Oh, have mercy. I don't know why people bother, but yeah, I'm reported as well. We all gonna report, keep reporting. I'm gonna have to go check that, make sure we pass that information off to the right people. Funny thing is, that goes against YouTube guidelines. Wonder how long they're gonna be around. I guess we should see. So, on that note, I think it's time for me to figure out what I'm gonna have for dinner. And hmm, I got a couple other things to do. But it's been cool hanging out with everybody. And for all of those who came through to support the Damori Hadley story, Defending Your Freedom today, thank you. And like I said, just let's remember to keep sharing and keep sharing and keep sharing. Thank you, ACG. Let's keep sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing. Because There's no reason why that story, why it's still being hamstrung as much as it is. But like I said, we have more stuff that we need to be sharing, more things that we're going to be bringing to the forefront. We're not done with that journey yet, and we should be able to announce who our next hero in the making is definitely going to be. I mean, the person is a hero to me, but we'll be announcing for the next edition of Defending Your Freedom. Um, there are so many people that just don't get a fair shake in this world, and so that's what we're here to do. Make sure that they do. All right, y'all. And by the way, anybody who decides that they want to take any of my content and use any of my content, I'm not happy with what I'm seeing. We coming for it. Stop using me. If you're not even going to promote me, if you're not even going to send people back, stop using me. Stop. Pathetic at this point. And to the channel Premium Celeb, we fitting to deal with y'all. See, the stupidest thing for you to do was to use that AI crap with my son. I ain't gonna get mad about it. We just gonna deal with you. That's all. And J Central, everyone knows that's not my channel. We know that you were sitting there trying to push it off to make it seem like it was my channel and you got 120,000 subscribers over there and your channel go down unless I'm real heavy online, and then the second that I come back online, boom, you're right back up again. We gonna be coming and looking at you too. Like, for all of you people who use my content, the least you could do is shout out the channel and let people know that we over here, and stop pump faking. Because really what you're doing is you're promoting your channels like it's my channel. So people that actually support me think that it's me over there. No, we're over here and we're getting closer. We crossed 83K. We're 17,000 away. And we got to get to 1,000 members, but come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Jag Nation, let's do it. Because the second that we finally get there, we can really, really, really start making some moves around here, and we can take my algorithm away from these idiots and use it for what we want to use it for the things that we need to use it for, to spread the word that we need to. And I know we got it, and we're gonna keep on getting it. All right, yo, we out. And yeah, those are the updates, and these are our intentions. I'm gonna look a little bit more though into this Kevin Hood story. I want to see where this is going, especially considering that he was kind of speaking against the industry. Yeah, I want to know what happened. Now I'm interested for real. Because anybody who's anti-industry, they're always looking for a way to get rid of them. All right, see you guys soon.